Hi everyone, my name is Leanne and today I am bringing you a book haul. So I have 8 books to talk to you about today. 5 of them are non-fiction and 3 of them are poetry. I don't think we need any more preamble than that, so let's get into the books. Starting off with Too Much by Tom Allen. So Tom Allen is a UK-based comedian. I really like his comedy. I think he's really funny. This book was very kindly given to me as a gift by my wonderful friend Karis. This is a memoir of Tom's life, but I think it is particularly spurred on following the aftermath of his father's death. And you know, that's a topic that I'm interested in. While this book I think is going to obviously look at very difficult topics like the death of a parent, with like grief, because Tom is a comedian, I can imagine that he comes at it with this real wit. And I think after an experience like that, the only really way that you can move on from it is kind of being funny about it. I also have How You Get Famous by Nicola Pasulka. So this is a journalistic look at the New York City drag scene. It follows a bunch of performers, their life, their styles of drag performance, and I have loved a number of books that are kind of journalistic looks at queer communities, so I think I'm really going to enjoy this one. Girls Can Kiss Now is a collection of essays from Jill Gutovitz. These essays are all about kind of queer culture and the intersection between that and pop culture. I've already read and reviewed this one, so I will leave my review linked down below and in the cards as well if you want to hear more of my thoughts on it. We're really rattling through these today. Sensation by Isabel Lasada. If you've been keeping up with my non-fiction reading, you know that I love books that are about kind of gender, sex and sexuality. It's one of my favorite things to read about in my non-fiction reading. And it's a book about women's sex lives, and it takes a really humorous look at how women can kind of actively pursue a positive sex life. Because I've read a lot of books that are kind of about these themes, there's a range in how much I kind of enjoy them. Like sometimes I just find like it's kind of repetitive from what I've read before, but often there's also brand new insights that I've not really thought about before when I read them. So I'm intrigued to see how much I enjoy this one. And finally, for the non-fiction, I have Fix the System, Not the Women by Laura Bates. You may know Laura Bates as the founder of the Everyday Sexism movement, and just her general commentary around kind of sexism and feminism in the media. She's really often on TV and radio talking about these kinds of topics. I've read a number of books from her over the years, both her non-fiction and her fiction, and I think this book really specifically looks at the culture of blaming women and trying to get women and encouraging women to protect themselves rather than fixing the systems that put them at danger in the first place. I love Laura's writing. I think this is going to be absolutely brilliant. And then on to the 3 poetry books. So I have There Are More Beautiful Things Than Beyonce by Morgan Parker. This is the kind of contemporary poetry that gets recommended to me all of the time. I'm really keen to get back into reading poetry like I did a few years ago when I was reading a lot of it, and I think this is going to be one that is really up my street, kind of looking at female experiences, pop culture references throughout, and I just think this cover is so cool as well. And then I have 2 anthologies. So one that I'm going to be reading very soon, if I haven't already by the time this video is uploaded, but that is Poems Bewitched and Haunted, and this is a collection of kind of spooky poems for the Halloween season from a bunch of different poets. I think I will probably actually read this on Halloween, so I may not have read it yet. And then I have A Poet for Every Day of the Year, edited by Ali Aziri. So this is a really chunky anthology, and the idea is that every day of the year you are reading a new poet. Now, I don't know if I will be able to keep up with that. Obviously, if I was going to do that, I might want to wait until the new year to start this, but I think it's actually more likely that I will just dip in and out of this throughout the year, read like 10 poems at a time or something like that. But I just think this book is so beautiful. I found it in a charity shop for like £2, so like it was too beautiful to leave there. And the great thing about an anthology as well is that you are reading possibly some poets that you have read from before, but it's also introducing you to voices that you've not experienced yet, and that's great. So that is it. They are all of the books I'm going to talk to you about today. I feel like this was a really quick haul. Can you tell I'm on a bit of a time restraint? Do leave me a comment down below and let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know what you thought of them. Are there any non-fiction books that you've picked up recently that you've really enjoyed? Do let me know. If you want to let me know you're here but you don't have anything specific to say, leave me a rainbow emoji so I know that you're here. That's it for me today. I hope you're doing well, and I will speak to you very soon.